I feel like lately my music tastes have been running a bit dry. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I still love the Stones, I still love Led Zeppelin, but after listening to the Velvet Underground made me realize, hey, I like this weird, I like this freaky, I like this odd, I like this strange, which is something I never really thought before until just a couple weeks ago. And then I started thinking, hey, I want less of the conventional and more of the extraterrestrial. And Lou Reed was no astronaut, but you know who I'm getting at. Because then my friend Bob came over, and Bob, he introduced me to a whole planet of musical wonders that have been in front of my face the whole time that I completely blew off for the past 4 years that I've been into music. And I can't believe that I was not into this man's music when he was still here on this planet, because man, I miss him. Man, I miss him. His music was just so alien. He was just so out of this world. And now he's gone, and I can't believe it. But I have finally gotten into the music of the Starman himself, Mr. David Bowie. Damn, what a genius. I mean, just the depth and range of his songwriting, his incredible magical personas like Ziggy Stardust and the Thin White Duke, and the way he just would get totally immersed into one genre of music and master it completely, and then in a matter of years would completely ditch it, move on to another genre, completely master that, and then just so on and so on. He was just truly the chameleon of pop. He did everything and mastered it all pretty much. I mean, just try to find something he didn't do. He did everything an artist could do. And in about 4 days, I listened to 4 of his albums. Hunky Dory, Man Who Sold the World, Aladdin Sane, and the album that many people consider his masterpiece, which is saying a lot, and the album I bought. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Holy crap, what a record.
Pushing through the market square, so many mothers sighing.
The first song off of Ziggy Stardust is 5 Years, and it's just a great way to open up a David Bowie album. Dramatic and epic. It has this really, really neat opening drum beat, which just kind of fades in, and I've always really liked that effect a lot. And then the whole song kind of just unfolds with just one sweeping chord, which I've always thought was cool as well. The song is all about the end of the world, and that we only have 5 years left to live. The lyrics are really, really vivid and full of imagery, mostly of just normal, everyday people's reaction to the end of the world. So it's pretty terrifying, yet beautiful at the same time in a really odd way. And then how can we forget about that outro? I mean, it's heart-wrenching. It sounds like it's Bowie's actual reaction to the end of the world. It sounds like he's ready to cry. I mean, it's just, he's screaming his head off. I think I read in like some interview somewhere from like Mick Ronson or Tony Visconti that like Bowie was actually on the verge of tears, and it just shows you how much passion he has in his work, because 5 Years is one of his best songs for sure. This song may be all about the end of the world, but if the end of the world sounds like this, it can't be all too bad.
Stone love.
Soul Love is one of those songs that took me a little while to get warmed up to, but once I did, I ended up really liking it. It has this cool kind of Latin samba feel to it, and a really great saxophone solo played by Bowie himself.
I'm an alligator.
The first 2 songs off Ziggy Stardust were really great, especially 5 Years. But track 3 is when it really starts to rock, because Moon Age Daydream is just one hell of a bitchin' song. Has there ever been a more badass opening line than I'm an alligator, I'm a mama papa coming for you? Damn, the lyrics are just so cool. Ray guns and space invaders. It's a scorching sci-fi rocker. And it's also the song that introduced the alien messiah super rock star whatever, Ziggy Stardust. So that's really cool as well. Just, it's such a damn good song. And Mick Ronson is on fire. His guitar solo is just soaring. This song is probably one of my favorites off the whole album, tied with the next song.
sky.
Starman is one of quite a few just simply perfect David Bowie songs. It's spacey, it's magical, it's catchy, it's beyond cool. It's a magnificent song, and it's one of his signature tunes for good reason. From the opening atmospheric chords, to the strutting acoustic verse, to the timeless soaring chorus, it is a classic through and through. It's like your own little mini trip for space itself. It is just a perfect example of what David Bowie is all about, and that's why I love it so much. Just classic. It Ain't Easy is the only cover off Ziggy Stardust, and it's also probably most people's least favorite song. It really doesn't add too much to the overall album, and I don't really know why Bowie put it here in the first place. It's just kinda okay, I guess, until it gets to the chorus, which is pretty catchy, so it's blah.
And he was all right.
Lady Stardust is an excellent ballad that I think is all about the formation of the Spiders from Mars, which was David Bowie's band at the time. Mick Ronson, Trevor Bolder, and Mick Woodmansey. There's some great piano from Ronson, some great vocals from Bowie, and once again, a killer chorus. Star is a short, speedy, piano-led number that shows our intergalactic hero blasting all across the world in hopes of becoming a rock and roll star. Great song. Hang On to Yourself sounds a lot like the Ramones, but Bowie was doing it 4 years earlier in 1972. It's a straight-up rocker, no bells, no whistles. Oh yeah, Ziggy Stardust is a stone-cold classic. How can you not love it? And it's all about the man himself, Mr. Ziggy Stardust, everyone's favorite intergalactic bisexual rock and roll star. And we learn all about Ziggy in this song, and I mean everything. We learn he plays guitar left hand. We learn that he has friends named Weird and Gilly. We learn he has screwed up eyes and screwed down hair. I mean, we learn everything. We learn he has a snow white tan. He is the rock and roll star. And just, what a great song. And Mick Ronson's guitar whiff, legendary. I said whiff. I once heard someone on the internet describe Suffragette City as a perfect rock and roll song. And I can confirm that because absolutely everything about it is just so damn awesome. The chugging guitars, the pounding pianos, I mean, the streetwise lyrics, even the synths work. How? Everything about this song just works so well. It's easily one of the coolest songs I've ever heard in my life. And yes, even the classic line of, "Wham bam, thank you ma'am," even that's cool.
Time takes a cigarette, puts it in your mouth.
If 5 years is how you open a David Bowie album, then Rock and Roll Suicide is how you close a David Bowie album. It's majestic and grand and theatrical, yet at the same time slight and thoughtful in a way. I've always loved how it starts out so quiet, just Bowie and his guitar, and I love those opening lines. Time takes a cigarette, puts it in your mouth. I just get chills every time. It starts out so quiet like that, and it slowly builds on itself until the epic finale, and I mean truly epic finale. It's almost heart-wrenching in the same way kind of the end of 5 years was, except I like the song even more. It's just so epic. It's a perfect way to end an album, and I know I say that a lot, but this really is just amazing. Great song. Rock and Roll Suicide, one of his best. Well guys, that was my review, and I hope you liked it. My first little dip into the great pool of Bowie has been amazing, and the sheer amount of truly spectacular songs on this album alone is extraordinary. I mean, 5 years, Moon Age Daydream, Starman, Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, and Rock and Roll Suicide. They're all 10 out of 10s. How often does that happen on an album? Has 6 songs that are just truly out of this world. This is a spectacular album, it really is. And I'll definitely be buying more Bowie albums. And also, I'll definitely be making more videos, just like this one. So if you like this video, then remember to tune in for more, subscribe, like, and I'll be posting more videos. So until next time, bye!
Didn't